Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to figure out what's really going on with these companies. Today we're diving into a proxy statement. You know, the kind of report that makes most people's eyes glaze over. But don't worry, we'll decode it together. Think of it as financial archaeology. This isn't just some dusty old document, it's a treasure map, if the treasure were corporate decisions. We are going to look at Old Second BANCORP's upcoming annual meeting. We'll find out who they want on the board, what they're paying their executives, and a big decision about the company's stock. Let's jump in. First, let's talk about what this meeting is all about. Old Second BANCORP is having its annual meeting and shareholders get to vote on some key things. The main items on the agenda are electing directors, approving executive pay, and deciding whether to increase the number of company shares. These decisions will impact the future of the company. One of the most important things shareholders will vote on is who gets to be on the board of directors. These are the people who oversee the company's strategy and performance. This year there are 4 people up for election as Class 3 directors: Edward Boniface, Gary Collins, Keith Koche, and Jill York. It's good to know a little bit about these folks. For example, Edward Boniface has been a director since 2000, while Keith Koche is fairly new, joining in 2021. Understanding their experience helps us understand what they bring to the table. We should note that Gary Collins is the vice chairman of Old Second BANCORP. Having the right people on the board is crucial for any company's success. Another big item is executive compensation. Shareholders get to vote on whether they approve of how much the top executives are being paid. It's an advisory vote, meaning the board doesn't have to listen, but it's a good way for shareholders to voice their opinion. Now, here's where it gets interesting. A proposal to increase the number of authorized shares of common stock. They want to jump from 60 million shares to 120 million shares. Why? Well, the company says it's to have flexibility for things like raising capital, making acquisitions, and giving stock to employees. It needs 75% of the voting power to approve this. If they don't, this proposal will not pass. Quick note, there's no fee required for the report. Old Second wants to increase the number of shares available for their equity incentive plan by 800,000 shares. This plan allows them to give stock to employees as a reward. Shareholders also get to vote on who the company uses as its independent auditor. This year they're asking to ratify the appointment of Plantat and Noran PLLC. It's a way to ensure the company's financial statements are being looked at by an outside objective party. The board needs to be independent to keep management accountable. The board decided that all the directors were independent with a few exceptions. James Exshaw and Gary Collins are executives, so they can't be independent. Patty Temple Rocks didn't qualify because the company used her marketing firm in the past. The board of directors has an audit committee, compensation committee, nominating and corporate governance committee, and others. Each of these is made up of independent directors. It's important to know that Barry Finn, Dennis Glazer, and Jill York are considered audit committee financial experts. This means they have the skills to really understand the financial statements, which is great for a company that is audited. The report even includes a skills matrix for the board of directors. This matrix shows all of the different qualifications and skills that each board member brings. We see skills such as financial expertise, banking knowledge, risk management, and technology. Want to attend? The meeting will be virtual. It starts at 9 a.m. Central Time on May 2025. You can log in at a specific website using a control number. The company takes risk management seriously. They have an enterprise risk management program and a risk committee. These work to identify and manage risks like credit risk, market risk, and even cybersecurity risk. Want to attend the meeting as a guest? You can. Old Second also has a really strict policy against insider trading. People who know inside information can't use it to buy or sell stock. Very important for fairness. Giving back is a point Old Second takes to heart. In 2024, employees volunteered over 1,400 or over 4,000 dollars tend. Hour $105,000. Scroll shares initially closed scroll. Let's move to a key table, security ownership. This table shows who owns the most stock in Old Second. We see James Exshaw, the head honcho, owns the most out of the directors and executives with over 361,000 shares. BlackRock, the big investment firm, said about 7.9%. Here is the analysis of what the executives get paid. The goal here is to align management's goals with those of the stockholders, meaning if the executives do well, the stockholders do well. Sumter CEO made $860,000 and $55,000 last year. And it then goes on to the salaries of the executive vice presidents, many making almost $500,000 a year. And important to note is Gary Collins' salary went down by almost 24%. Adjusted net income, which excluded after-tax mortgage servicing rights losses, increased by 130%. It's a good sign that together all the company's directors and executive officers control 3.8% of the stock. They really have skin in the game. This is what's known as alignment of interests. I'd like to point out this report is extremely detailed at over 70 pages long. Old Second BANCORP seems to be hitting the right notes. Community, accountability, and profitability. It's a great package, but it's up to you to evaluate for yourself. And that's it for today's Corporate Decoder. I hope you found this dive into Old Second BANCORP's proxy statement useful. Now you're armed with the knowledge to make informed decisions. Like, comment, and subscribe.